Hey everybody, this is Mark with AtTech. In this video, I want to share with you my tips on how you can get used electronics on the cheap, get a really great deal on something for your next project. So the number one key thing you can keep in mind, if you want to get an amazing deal on computer parts, other electronics, anything tech related, is that you have to accept that you're going to get old, used stuff. You can't get new stuff or even relatively newish stuff for cheap, especially in the means that we're going to talk about in a minute. So what can you find for extremely cheap in this video? Well, computers, routers, old networking gear such as switches, rack mounted stuff like servers and disk shelves. You can also get other parts like, like capacitors, breadboards, LEDs, that sort of stuff if you're into electronics. And then you can also get hard drives, motherboards, and laptops. Not all of it is going to be guaranteed to be working, so that's why you need to make sure you know what you want going into it and look for some of the signs that you'll need to know about whether it's working or not. Okay, so now you know what you can get for very cheap used, but where do you get the stuff? Well, my number one recommendation that I do a lot and I go to very frequently is surplus stores. I talked about it very briefly about how we got a computer for $50 in a previous video about when we built a Synology server. That'll be right up there and you can watch that. But to go in more depth, we went to a university surplus store. So it's a college that has old computers and other equipment that they don't need anymore. Either it's old or outdated or it's just not being used anymore. So in that case, they were selling like 10 different computers that they did not use anymore because apparently they upgraded. And they're from 2014, which was not bad. I think 4th generation i5s. So it had 4 cores, only 4 threads. But it was like 3.4 gigahertz. So it was a pretty good computer for 4 years old, and we were able to get a pretty nice deal on it. And the way you find all these stuff is you just have to Google it. You have to do your research and find out what is available in around your area. A great search query that you can use that I found a lot was computer surplus stores. There may be universities or government facilities that are going to have auctions that are getting rid of that stuff, and you can find stuff there. But there are also independent stores that are selling things. So in my case, I found a couple local computer stores that sell parts. So maybe you can talk to them and maybe get an old computer they just got in. There's also recycling centers, which are pretty good for used parts. I go to one where they sell complete machines, but then they also kind of part out working pieces from old machines they don't want to fix up. So you can get network cards, graphics cards, a couple CPUs, some motherboards, and then other pieces like mice, keyboards, monitors, routers, that sort of stuff. So those are also great places. I was lucky enough to find a local surplus store specifically for electronics. So they have gears, motors, capacitors, resistors, but they also have a pretty nice selection of computer parts as well. A couple parts, only a few motherboards, but for those of you who are looking for complete systems or some way to upgrade your systems, or just want to make like a very basic computer like a router or a Synology server like we showed you in a previous video, that's a pretty great option. So while I was there, I was able to get a dual port gigabit NIC for an upcoming project that I'm working on. And they also had computers ranging from $25 all the way up to like $300. So you can, get a very basic low-end system, or you can get a pretty decent one as well. And they have lots of networking stuff. If you're into networking or servers, you can get pretty good stuff there as well, because enterprises are always trying to upgrade their stuff to the latest and they have to get rid of it. So lots of switches is what you can mainly get there. So how do you get use electronics on the cheap, surplus stores. That's the best way to go. eBay and Craigslist is fine, but like I said before, people tend to overvalue their stuff. They don't quite know what it's worth, and they think it's worth more than it actually is. So these surplus stores just want to get rid of their stuff. They don't really care how much they're selling it for. One computer is as good as another. So if you can find a gem in the pile of trash, you're pretty good to go. So I hope this video helped you out. If you have any questions about this, let me know in the comment section. If you like this video, leave a like and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. This is Mark with AtTech, and I'll see you in the next one.